The heart lives outside the body for only 4 hours. That's how long the courier has to deliver it to the buyer. Otherwise, the organ will die, and with it, the person who paid a fortune for it. The price of a living heart on the black market starts at $1 million. That's no exaggeration. For the price of a mansion, a wealthy dying person gets a chance to live another 20 years. The courier flies first class. The organs are transported in a separate container with ice, like expensive cargo. Only inside isn't cargo, but someone's heart, which just an hour ago was beating in someone else's chest. Officially, such transactions don't exist, but surgeons willing to perform such an operation exist in dozens of countries. They have schedules, clients, and prices. It's just that everything is strictly confidential. The buyer is almost always a wealthy person with a failing heart who has only months to live. They don't wait years on the waiting list for donors. He pays, and the line disappears for him instantly. And the one whose heart is being carried on board? Sometimes he signed papers without understanding what they were. Sometimes there were no papers at all. The man simply disappeared one night, and no one looked for him again. A kidney is the most traded organ on the illegal market worldwide. The reason is simple. It can be removed from a living person, and they will survive. This turns the kidney trade into a business with an endless supply. The price on the black market ranges from $150,000 to $200,000. The donor receives $2,000 to $5,000. The rest is taken by intermediaries, organizers, and doctors. The business operates cleanly for those at the top. Most often, people sell kidneys in despair. Debts, threats, poverty. They are promised a new life. In reality, they are left with a scar, pennies, and zero medical care after the surgery. No one calls back. There are still closed forums where you can order a kidney, like food delivery. You specify your blood type, region, and budget. They will respond. It sounds crazy, but these are real criminal case files. The largest uncovered network operated on 3 continents. More than 300 operations were performed through it. The main organizer received a prison sentence. Most intermediaries simply moved on and started a new scheme. A person who sold a kidney to pay off a debt finds themselves broke again a year later. Only now there's nothing left to sell. This is called the one kidney trap, and almost no one escapes it. The cornea is a thin, transparent layer on top of the eye, slightly larger than a coin. It determines whether you see the world or not, and it's the cornea that black markets around the world are hunting for. It can be removed from the body within 12 hours of death. But there have been cases of corneas being removed from the living, from the homeless, for prisoners, from anyone who was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. A single cornea sells on the black market for between $24,000 and $27,000. 2 can fetch $50,000. The removal itself takes less than 15 minutes. The time-to-profit ratio is almost perfect. A major scandal erupted in Latin America. Morgue workers have been selling corneas of the deceased for years, without the family's knowledge. Relatives buried their loved ones with artificial inserts, and no one noticed. Corneal transplant surgery is one of the most successful in all of medicine. Almost 90% of patients regain their sight. That's why waiting lists for legal transplants stretch for years. A wealthy person doesn't wait in line. They simply pay, and within a week, they can see. Whose cornea it was and where it came from isn't their concern. The main thing is that everything looks clean on paper. The liver can do something no other organ in the body can. It grows back. You can remove more than half of it, and it will regenerate. This is precisely what makes it the perfect commodity for the black market. It's not the entire organ that's sold, just a portion. The donor survives. The buyer gets the desired piece. It sounds almost civilized, until you learn how the whole scheme really works from the inside. Donors are told the operation is safe, and they'll recover in a couple of weeks. In reality, it's a serious procedure with the risk of bleeding and chronic pain. Many are unable to function normally for years afterward. The price of a liver on the black market ranges from $40,000 to $100,000. The donor receives $1,000 to $5,000. Sometimes they receive nothing. They simply wipe out their debts, which have been hanging over them like an axe. The most active schemes operate in places where the state doesn't oversee private clinics very well. There, a surgeon performs an illegal operation and comes out clean, simply changing the diagnosis on the paperwork. No traces left. Everything is legal on paper. Officially, it was a planned operation. Unofficially, a part of an organ was removed from a living person and sold through a network of intermediaries. And this business is currently operating in dozens of countries. It's just that no one talks about it out loud. Skin is an organ. The body's largest organ. Severe burns without a transplant can cause a person to die of blood poisoning within days. This is why donor skin is one of the most valuable medical materials. 1 square centimeter of donor skin sells for about $10 on the black market. It sounds cheap, but for a serious burn, thousands of square centimeters need to be covered. The total cost can easily exceed tens of thousands. Skin can be removed from a body after death, and the family will never know. This is precisely how the largest schemes uncovered in the US and Europe operated. Skin and tissue were removed from bodies without the consent of relatives and then sold through medical intermediaries. One of the most high-profile scandals erupted in the US. Funeral home employees had been removing skin and bones from the bodies of deceased celebrities for many years and reselling them as donor material. Everything came to light accidentally through testing. The legal market for donor tissue is a multi-billion-dollar industry. The line between the legal and illegal markets here is very thin. The same intermediary often operates on both sides of the line. A human body can be dismantled after death for organs and tissues worth anywhere from $200,000 to $1 million. This isn't a scene from a horror movie. This is a real business operating right now. Subscribe to the channel and watch other episodes. This is important.